This is a PSA for men out there who want to impress any woman at all. I think you can start with things like opening up her car door, planning an entire date, paying for the whole date, not expecting her to pay for half. Things like that, you know, because unfortunately chivalry is.
If you want a really good example of a woman reaping what she sowed after years of hating on men, stick around, because I just saw a video of the fiance of a very well-known man-hater content creator that has millions of followers on this app. Don't ask me how I stumbled upon this. But in this video, what is hilarious is that he ends up exposing her for lamenting on the fact that some people are saying and thinking awful things about her, specifically targeting her relationship with this fiance. And I just have to say, after you have collected 8 million, mostly women that hate on men, or at least support you hating on men, when you yourself started showing your relationship and your man, what did you expect was going to happen?
Hey, wait, can I hold this for a second? Would you go on a date with somebody that you did not know?
Absolutely.
A blind date?
Sure.
What are you doing next Tuesday?
What's next Tuesday? I don't know. Nothing.
Do you want to go to Penny's?
Sure, why not?
Not to sound like an ungrateful, but I have certain expectations, and flowers in a box is not one of them. Okay, call your florist, call a florist. Hey, I need this arrangement sent to her house. Going on 1-800-flowers.com is so like, I'd rather someone do something with their entire heart and soul or don't do it at all. Because receiving flowers in a box, and I have to open this box, unstem the flowers, cut the flowers, put them in a vase, that kind of defeats the whole purpose of receiving an arrangement.
First of all, why are people even buying flowers? Those are gonna be in like a week and a half. It's a waste of money. Like, have that man buy you some fake ass flowers so you can put up in your house and not having to worry about it. It's stupid.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
See, look at this. This is a perfect example why chivalry is dead. Look at this young lady. Out here carrying the trash, bringing the trash in. Like, where's her husband at? Husband's probably somewhere playing video games inside, maybe at the gym, watching the game, out with his bros. Probably told her that he would do it later on. But here she is, having to bring in the trash herself. We need, oh!
So it's been a little over a year since my last breakup. And the last time I've been on a date was the last August, like an actual date. And people ask me like, oh, like, why don't you have a man? Like, blah, blah, blah. The reality is, if I'm not satisfied with myself, I cannot be happy in a relationship no matter how great the guy is. Like, you know, my ex, my last, like perfect on paper, but I wasn't satisfied with my career or where I was at within myself. And it was just seeping into a relationship. Like, I was unhappy with myself, therefore in my brain, I was like, oh, I'm unhappy with this person. But that wasn't the truth, you know? And so it doesn't matter if I meet someone and we click and it's amazing. Like, if I don't have a solid foundation within myself, then it's not gonna work out for me. Like, that's just the type of person I am. Like, I have to work on myself first and get where I wanna be in life, like within my career, myself, before I can fully commit to someone and have it be a happy and healthy relationship. And that's just the truth.
I've told her that women are smarter than men, that men take power, but women have innate power inside of us. But in society, we don't always have as much power. And I've told her that women are better leaders. She did tell me that she told her dad that women are smarter than men, that girls are smarter than boys. And she told me, well, dad is smart. I'm divorced, if you can't tell.
Where is dad? Where is dad? And then she brings in, oh, well, the dad, you know, said, oh, I'm divorced. Honey, no, Sherlock, you're a nightmare. You're a total head case. And I don't know what went on in your marriage. Maybe the dad was a jerk. I don't know. But maybe, did you go in with this attitude? Did you go in with a man-hating attitude and expect a man to not want to get the hell out of there? Was that part of it? It's just a fair question, right?
I love telling the Neanderthals that I'm no use to them. When they ask me like, oh, I want to get to know you, I love your energy, I love your vibe, I just flat out say, you know what, I'm sorry, but I'm no use to a man. And then they get so perplexed, like they don't understand. Like, they're like, what do you mean you're no use to a man? I'm like, yeah, like, I don't cook, I don't clean, I don't cater. I'm a gold digger. I am selfish. I only like convenience. And like, it just baffles them.
If you act like a people will treat you like a if you dress like a people will treat you like a if you're out here in these streets sleeping with everybody, you will be in a cycle where you are used and rarely do those women get wifed by a high-earning, masculine, high-value man. Men say they want a feminine woman. They want a good woman. A good feminine woman is going to be a mirror for all the ways that that man lacks in his life. A man that is not emotionally mature, intellectually, mentally, spiritually, that is going to be very confronting for him. Some of the best lessons are learned when you lose that thing that you love the most. A man is get the job done, get the job done, get the job done. There's no feel. It's all do. No one is saying, okay, well, how did you feel about that job? I don't know why, especially black women want a finished product. We want the man that makes $5 million a year, drives the Rolls Royce Cullinan, that has the multi-million-dollar house, that has. Well, this is the thing. If he's already accumulated all of these things, then why is it?
Why does he need you?
Why does he need you?
You know, a lot of times men are now ignoring women because, I mean, you said you wanted a simp, but men have understood that being thirsty, as y'all call it, has gotten me nowhere. You don't really like me like that. You just wanted me to spend money, and I'm not your ATM.
Hi, I don't know what dumb needs to hear this, but if the options are comply or be shot in the face, we're not living in a free country, moron.
That's right, you heard her. Make the pie and get in a hot place.
No, bro, I'm pretty sure that she said you could either fly or be shot into outer space.
No, Jesus, she said you have to fly to keep up the pace. See, this is...
Man, nah, she said, look me in my eye, right? She loves to fly into outer space and listen to Mace. That's why women can't stand men sometimes. Y'all don't fucking listen. I mean, we don't fucking listen. I'm a man. Anyways, I'm craving chicken. Preferably breast. What?
Okay. I am going to say this as gently as I can. But reading that comment, I am getting the distinct impression, no, actually rather complete confirmation, that someone has not the slightest inkling of what war actually is, what it entails, what happens, and has never even been even remotely close to war. The closest they've actually been to it is reading about it in a book or seeing it in a movie. Because comparing those two things, men and women arguing in comment sections and snipping at each other in videos on the internet, is an insult to any person who has ever seen or been anywhere near combat. Because honestly, men and women are not at war. They're having disagreements. Those are two very fundamentally different things. And I highly suggest that anyone that thinks that men and women are currently at war, do a little bit more self-reflection and maybe actually learn the definition of terms before using them.
Unpopular opinion, men are the prize. Think about it. Women generally want relationships, marriage. In order to get that, specifically from the man we want, we have to wait for the guy to ask us something we want. Now, we used to be more of a prize. In order to get sex, they had to be committed to us. We had the leverage then. Now we don't. Back in the day, if you wanted this, you got to put a ring on it. And the majority of women were united on that front. Now women give away their prize like it's nothing. If I don't, she sure will. It's given away without any commitment. Shoot, we're giving men babies that aren't even committed to us. So what men want from us is no longer a prize like it used to be. It's a dime a dozen. Now women are throwing it at men in hopes of getting a commitment. And there's only a certain amount of men that women really want. It's a jungle out there. Though today it seems like they're more of a prize than we are. Because sex is abundant. Committed relationships, not so much. But what do you guys think?
How tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
How much do you weigh?
That's none of your business. I told you I was fat.
Oh, okay. We don't play that on my channel. You get your big fat on somewhere then. I don't deal with you big sassy broads.
This don't kill my vibe. This don't kill my vibe.
If you think you can get out here and be like Danny's big, go knock yourself out. But I would be remiss to try to tell you as an image consultant and as a person and a professional that you can be 5'3" and weigh so much that you don't even want to tell somebody how much you weigh and think you're going to get a man to marry you, a high value man. So you go ahead and go on back over and get your 2-piece or 3-piece or whatever you got coming from, Chick-fil-A or Popeyes or, and carry your on over. You think she talked to Brad that way? No. And go on ahead and get your slave fantasy out. You got your mind. Think you talking to me?
Yeah. This generation is truly cooked because there's no way there's men on this internet sitting here complaining about chivalry. Bitch, you really complaining because a man sat here and gave a tutorial on how to properly open the door. Mind you, we are losing the recipes on how to be romantic, on how to literally show up for a woman. This man literally stitched his video and said, women don't have arms. Don't piss me off. Don't fucking piss me off because what? He talking about, I don't understand how men can get in the mindset of, oh, my woman could never touch a door. It's called having chivalry. Something that most of you niggas lack. Something that you definitely lack because at the end of the day, you want to be treated like the woman. That's all it is. I'm convinced.
You know, a lot of these modern women, they don't understand that the way they've been talking, which is reckless, they wanted to be invisible to creeps, as they so call it, which is really just a normal man saying hello to you. But now you're invisible to everybody. And that's something that you have to deal with because you was acting like a loser.
Can someone tell me why guys just aren't trying anymore?
Well, sure, I can explain that. It's because a lot of women, or rather I should say, the loudest women out there, have actually demonstrated quite well that there's nothing worth trying for.
They can't even take us out for like a simple date. I keep seeing on the internet how everyone keeps getting treated.
Really? Everyone?
And I'm just like, we can't even get the bare minimum?
But what exactly constitutes the bare minimum? No one can seem to come to a consensus on that. So that is a large part of the problem. Some individuals think that $200 first dates are the bare minimum, while others are actually just satisfied with coffee. So some really have to make up their minds.
And it's really sad that it's like a universal kind of experience.
No, it's really not universal because a lot of women are having absolutely no problem at all dating, while others seem to be having quite a time of it.
It's so easy to please us.
Really?
I would enjoy just someone visiting me at work and bringing me my favorite coffee. How hard is that?
See, that's not an unreasonable expectation, but there are those women out there who seem to want the moon, but couldn't even tell a person where in the solar system it is.
Some women are like, yo, what happened to men? Like, none of them approach us anymore. Like, and I'm not gonna go approach a man. Like, this, what the fuck happened? Like, how are we supposed to date? They don't approach you because women have made it so difficult for guys. Where if a guy even says, wow, you're so beautiful, you look very beautiful today, they'll literally look at him and be like, ew. Who the wants to deal with this? Who? No one. That's why nobody's approaching your okay? No one. Like, I've seen it. It's with women just being like, ew. And it's like, yo, you could literally be like, you know what? No, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm flattered. And if they don't leave you alone, just keep it walking. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. You don't gotta be a you really don't. And that's why guys don't approach women anymore. That's literally why.
I don't want to say this but I am. There's not really any men these days. You know what, masculine men. When I'm talking about masculine, I don't mean bulk dudes, like dumb right now. So I'm talking about masculine men. Where are those guys? Someone like my brother and my dad. They're
what makes a masculine? Yeah, what do you want in a masculine man? Change a tire type.
It has nothing to do with looks. It's just a guy who can just support you and no jealousy. Just it's not easy dating me, because like I said, I'm kind of like an alpha, so I got to meet someone who's more alpha than me.
So you want more alpha? You don't want a beta? No, because a lot of alpha homegirls that I have a little bit more of a beta boyfriend situation.
Because I have dated someone that was very, very a yes man, and it was very sweet, but then it gets boring.
You just don't know what they want. You couldn't even answer the question. He says, what is a masculine? What do you consider a masculine man to be? And she couldn't even tell you. Somebody who supports you and is not jealous is a masculine man? That's your answer? Somebody's more alpha than you?
You know what kids need? Their own bed. And you know what mom and dad need? Theirs. It's not selfish, it's healthy. Because your marriage is the heartbeat of your home. Your kids feel safest when they sense that mom and dad are connected. Of course, there will be nights when one of your children is sick or has a bad dream. That's different. But when every night is turning into a family sleepover, something starts to shift. You stop having those quiet moments together as husband and wife. You stop talking as much, touching as much. Your bed isn't just for sleep. It's where you connect, unwind, and remind each other that before you were mom and dad, you were husband and wife. And when that space gets taken over, your marriage starts to slowly run on empty. Your children don't need to be between you to feel loved. They need to see you loving each other. A happy family starts with a healthy marriage. Protect that space. Pour into it and make it sacred again. Because when mom and dad are good, the whole house feels it.
And a lot of these modern women continue to say, where are all the single men at? They're at home, minding their business, staying out of trouble. Something that you should try doing. But y'all be out there acting a fool. A man's gonna see that and he's gonna be like, no, she's not gonna be my wife. She's not gonna be my wife.
What's wrong with chivalry? Like, what's actually wrong with it? I don't understand why people like, they trying to get rid of chivalry completely. It's a form of, hey, you're a woman and I think you're special. Like, because
it's
you're
romance.
a female.
I'm sorry,
Romance.
it's so romantic.
Yes.
I can't
So-
lie to myself and say that I don't enjoy it. Yeah,
On
or
the
to be
first
thought
date
of.
or other dates, if he's paying, please take it. If you want to be dominant and independent and
if I wanted to be a man, I'd grow a dick.
Well, yeah, potentially. Well, we don't want to be a man, but yes.
What I'm saying is, if I wanted to be a man, I grow some balls.
Yes, but if you wanted to be a man, you would then do shit like what I used to do, which is pay for my meals or go on dates and pay for other men. Don't do that, women. You deserve to be treated different because we are different. We do birth babies. We do breastfeed. We also, we don't breastfeed, but we do other things that men can't.
Yeah.
So allow yourself to be treated in such a way.
Listen.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Men make compromise all the time. Men don't want to have to get out and pay all the bills. We don't want to have to put our life on the line for you.
Yeah.
See, you ladies like yourself, what you do is you validate women like this. You tell her it's nothing wrong with her wanting what she wants. Yeah, it is. Because yeah, it is. Yeah, it really is.
Okay, but
there's no but. What she wants is keeping her single. I don't know why you ladies think the world is built around what you want. We're grown people. We do what we have to do so we can do what we want to do. Hold on. And part of our problems in relationships is because people refuse to grow up. They refuse to grow up and refuse to put away the childish things and notions of want and love and this and that and realize that life is about trade-offs and compromises.
But don't you think those compromises should be on both sides?
Here's what it should be on. There are more women in the world that think like her.
Okay.
But they're not wives. That's in the sentence. You guys want to just go back and make this a philosophical debate. It isn't. It is what it is. And either you ladies decide to meet men where they are, or you get a woman, or you get a dog and die alone.
Did you guys know that 44% of Gen Z men have never approached a woman in public, which is crazy, but also makes sense if you haven't been living under a rock. So if you're a man, a Gen Z or whoever, and you don't know how to approach a woman in public, this is for you. Don't know why it gets so complicated so quick, guys. Just keep it simple. It doesn't even have to be like this special thing unless you have like a genuine compliment you want to give her. If it doesn't seem like she's doing something like crazy important, just go up to her and be like, hey, my name is blah, blah, blah. I saw you. I think you're beautiful and I would love to get to know you more, or here's my number. If she's immediately like standoffish, rude, or says she has a boyfriend, just say, hey, you know what? I'm sorry for interrupting you. I hope you have a great day. And guess what? If a woman is mean to you right off the bat when you give her a genuine compliment, you don't want to be with her anyways. And two, I think the key in all this is we are going to be pretty guarded from the get-go, though, to try to suss out the situation. But you can like read her and see that she has a positive response. I think you have the green light. And like the key in all of it is keep the convo super short, especially if she's with other people. And then like don't linger, because then that's just like creepy. That's creepy if anyone lingers. If a girl is lingering by you and you're like, why are you in my space? I don't know what it is, but recently I've kind of just had this like fuck it mindset with like dating and meeting people. And that's why I'm on dating apps like Cuffed and meeting new people, because it's just fun. A lot of people have a lot of opinions about this topic, but this is just mine. So yeah.
Let's talk about strengths and weaknesses in marriage. See, God didn't bring you together to only point out what your spouse is good at. He also gave you the responsibility to lovingly call out the areas that might be hurting them, and in turn, hurting your marriage. Accountability is not about nagging. It's about care. If we allow our husband or wife to continue down a destructive path, unchecked, we aren't protecting them. We are letting damage take root. God gave us both strengths and weaknesses on purpose, so we could lean on each other. Just like he designed men and women with different characteristics, he designed marriage for balance. When we choose to honor those roles instead of fight them, we build a foundation where both a husband and wife can grow. At the end of the day, love isn't about ignoring the flaws. It's about seeing them, speaking to them with grace, and walking side by side towards becoming stronger together.
And once again, you see modern women understand that the tables are turning. You got to start putting yourself out there and risking getting rejected and turned down. And again, like I said, when a man turns you down, it's going to be a lot milder than what a lot of these women out here are doing. So you actually getting off easy.
I honestly think that the reason why men aren't producing as much testosterone and aren't as masculine as they used to be is because women have put men in this little box to where like, hey, look, listen to what I say or you're going to jail. Basically, once a woman says, oh, I like a man that's going to put me in my place, I like this, I like that. Oh, but once you try to do those things, you're going to jail. She's calling the cops. Any acts of aggression, you are going to jail. Even if they get there, if the man has a black eye and scratches all over his face and the woman says, no, he was the aggressor, he is going to jail, because society naturally looks at the man, especially a black man, as being aggressive. You know what I mean? And so I think that men have become so complicit with just not wanting to get in trouble or not wanting to be seen as the bad guy. They kind of have fallen back a little bit. You know, women, you see them living loud and proud. You cannot tell a woman how to live her life at all. She goes online and openly says she beats men. She goes and does all these things and says all these things, and it's like it's celebrated that women beat men. You know, I'm like, oh yeah, it says kick that nigga in his chest. Like, you know what I mean? If a man came online and said, yes, I openly beat bitches, everyone's going to be like, you're a monster, you're going to jail. You know what I mean? And then don't try to tell a woman's kids what to do. She will actually put her hands on you for even just trying to tell her kids, hey, don't do that. Not even in a disrespectful way. You know what I mean? And I think that men naturally don't like drama, so they try to stay away from those type of, like, just the situation in general. And so I think that what we're seeing when they're saying men are producing less testosterone, I think it's because the women are producing more testosterone. And that's where I think a lot of times people are like, oh, I have PCOS. I think that it's just women just naturally becoming masculine in a way, you know? And again, a lot of these women shouldn't even have the jobs that they have, because they should have domestic violence cases against them. But because the cops come out and they choose the woman's side, they don't. You know what I mean? The man, they're stuck with this for their lives. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. I was just thinking about that today, and I was just like, you know what's crazy is, like, I just don't hear the deep voices anymore. Like this one woman said, she's like, you know, men used to have deep voice. I'm like, I heard a deep voice a couple weeks ago, and I was like,
instantly, like, I was drawn to attention because I hadn't heard one in a long time. You know what I mean? It's like you see things like, even in the 90s when I was a kid in the 90s, but like I see the pictures of the men in the 90s, I hear their voices from the 90s, I'm just like, wow, like they were completely different from the men nowadays. Even the men nowadays have become so complicit that they're like, oh yeah, you know, if you want to sleep with, you know, someone, you know, we don't have to be anything serious, it's fine. It's like, men used to be like, nah, bitch, like, you not sleeping with no fucking body. Even if there's cheating on you behind your back, like, they're still not gonna let you to a goddamn thing. You know what I mean? But they've come so just under the radar that they will even let women now openly sleep around and say, oh, we're not together, just so that they don't have smoke with these women. And it's kind of weird, and it's kind of like, I just don't know, it's just like a weird turn of events for this generation that I'm currently living in.
I just had 5 grown men walk by, grown, able-bodied men walk by as I struggle and help this poor mother with 3 children carry her stroller down the stairs. They just looked and kept walking. I'm literally like dropping my umbrella and everything. They just keep on walking.
Exactly 3 videos before this one was a news story about how a man that was a security guard was by a sidewalk by a bus station. That security guard saved a woman's life that was not paying attention. She was looking at her phone and about to cross the street right in front of a bus. In the video, you see this man reach out and grab her back with one hand onto the sidewalk, and then he uses his other hand to help keep her standing, but she ends up kind of crashing down to the floor anyways. This woman ended up pressing charges on this man for grabbing her the way that he did. And what was honestly up for debate, according to this woman and some people that were supporting her, was that that man should have asked for consent, that he shouldn't have touched her. So yeah, that's why. That's why a man is not going to handle your bags, and especially anything to do with a child, even if the child is not in the stroller. He doesn't want anything that could come back and fall back on him. It's women screaming for equality and trying to get men in trouble for basically just doing the things that they've always wanted to do. Genuinely, that's the problem.
A lot of these modern women, they strong and independent. They don't need no man. Oh, well, I ain't gonna have no man telling me what to do, all this and that, until the bill comes. Until they don't want to work no more. Until they tired. It's all this yapping. All this strong independent. All of this in the city nonsense that they be talking about. Until hard work step into the picture.
Genuine question for men. Do you like being single? Because me, I'm not enjoying it. I want someone to love me for who I am. So, do men enjoy it?
Every man's gonna answer this differently. Some men are super happy single, especially since they went through a lot of difficult relationships, and they're not willing to put themselves out there and risk that again, which makes sense. But what I've noticed is there's a lot of men that don't enjoy being single. They're also not willing to be with someone that doesn't treat them great. He wants a woman that reciprocates. And I absolutely love that this woman is speaking honestly about this. I feel like so many of us ladies sit here and be like, oh, I don't need a man. It's embarrassing to have a boyfriend. I hate men, or whatever they say. They sit there and put down relationships nonstop, but then you see those same women dating and going into relationships, claiming that all men suck or all men don't know this or that, using generalized statements that are just pointless. We all need people in our lives. And yes, maybe that's not in the form of a relationship, but maybe we have a close family or a tight-knit friend group, which are awesome and amazing, by the way. But it's okay to come on here and be like, oh, I'm in a relationship and I love it. It makes me so happy and fulfilled. That's how I feel. And then women like her, oh, I'm single, but I kind of wish I wasn't. There's a lot of people out there and I'd love to meet one that's perfect for me. I think the sooner more ladies are honest with themselves about wanting a relationship, the sooner they'll find someone that's great for them, that's solid. When you have this negative mindset of, oh, all men are bad, it's gonna be so much harder for you to find those good men, because it's like those good men, they know you're saying stuff like that. They're repelled by it.
I need to talk to somebody that really enjoys being ran through. And I really want to have the conversation of like, what part in your brain has to be shut off? Like, where are you so numb that now you don't even understand the damage you're doing to yourself, your reputation, and your spirit? Like, where are you so hurt and broken that even makes sense? Like, when people are like, liberation is something that all women should have, I'm gonna act like a man. Why? Why would you want to act like something you're not? We're not the same. We're completely different. So I feel like, and maybe I'm just narrow-minded, and let me know in the comments, guys, what you think, but I think the only reason to be promiscuous is because you're deeply wounded, deeply hurting, and deeply broken. What are you trying to fill?
A void.
Yeah. And what is the void?
I don't know. That ain't my story, child.
Why is it even powerful to say things like, I'm going to do him how he did me? What?
Women feel like that's taking their power back.
How?
Because
why?
That man that they liked, they bent her over, cracked her back, and left. You know, and she hurt. Now she the man now. Now she moving like the men do.
Okay, pause. You're saying that a woman is going to do a man the way men do women. We're not men. So you'll never do a man like men do women. You're just promiscuous. And you're masking that with, but I could do a man the way he does me. And what that says to me is you're just hurting. But the crazy part is that inside of the hurt, you don't see the damage. So help me see the other side. What could the other help? No, just I'm serious. You're just talking.
Okay.
Right? If you were to talk on the other side, what would you say?
You know what is low-key sad is when you're out, especially in LA, and you see fine and you both look at each other, but he's not gonna say anything and you know you're never gonna say nothing. Because I was at Avenue 26 tonight getting tacos at around 10, 11 after DJing, and I saw this guy with his friends. Fine, my type. Rare that I find my type. Granted, if you find your type, sometimes they are probably not the best person for you. But anyways, I looked at him, he looked at me, and then before I left, I looked back at him and he looked at me. And I you want to say something, but then you don't. And it's like, I don't know. My therapist was like, if they like you, they'll come and talk to you. If they don't, and I thought looking at him twice was good enough, but clearly was not. It's like, what do we have to do? Like, wave a flag in the air and say, hey, look at me. Like, I don't know. I'm so lost. If anybody can help, please send a girl some tidbits because I'm on the struggle bus. And he was fine. If this helps, he was at Avenue 26 with two other friends. One was in gray with locks, but he was in a black t-shirt. It looked like he had just left the barbershop, and we love a man that just left the barbershop, honey. Okay, I wish I had more to describe. It was like a slight glance, because don't you hate when you look at someone and then they see you look at them? I'm like, ugh. All right, that's my TED Talk. Thanks for coming.
That what men really feel most of the time when it comes to divorce is resentment, not surprise, not loss, not grief, but resentment at losing their very own personal absorber of all their negative externalities, their personal patriarchal absorber of responsibilities, absorber of costs. One need look no further than how most men behave in custody battles, and that is this. Most men, we know statistically, they do not show up. They do not contest the mother's custody order. They actually do nothing. And then, subsequent to having no custody assigned to them, they either come around and look.
You guys cannot be out here telling yourselves that men are so resentful because, they're giving up their unpaid labor. They're paying for it every single day when they go to work. They're paying for it every time you have a mental outburst about some from 10 years ago. He's paying for it every single time he misses a birthday or a holiday, or he can't be at a sporting event because mom moved so far away. He is literally paying for the consequences of the woman's actions every single day, and y'all never want to take accountability for your part in it. He's paying for it every single time he has to come home to an empty house with toys all over the place. He's paying for it every single time that child support hits and he has to pay for 2 households. And if anything, if men are resentful, they have every single right to be, because there's no way that he has to live like this for the rest of his life because of the consequences of your actions to not making the relationship work. And before you come at me with any kind of I'm not talking about situations. They're paying for it every single time you're bitter and have to take him to court or want to take him to court for custody. Y'all never ask yourselves why these men have to fight for custody in the first place. And let's be so for real. The only people in these kind of equations that are resentful are the mothers that become single mothers and now have to do it all by themselves, even though they get government assistance, they get help from child support, they get all of these government programs to help them while the dads suffer in silence, and y'all never want to talk about that. You're so self-centered that you only think about yourself in this equation, even though you created this entire situation by initiating divorce in the first place. But then you spew out this that men are resentful because they're basically losing their unpaid labor. No, what they're losing is a literal adult child, because it's been statistically proven that men put out 80% more income than women, which is why women fight so hard against 50-50 in the first place, because women can't even contribute 50% of the household income. And then guess what? That man will spend 20 years building up his retirement, and y'all will come in after 10 years and take whatever the you can get because you're bitter. That's what they're upset about. I don't give a if you want to stay, if you want to go, but imagine building your entire empire for some bitter to come steal it all. All because she opened her legs and had children with him, essentially. I'm just so sick of this narrative where women will literally tell themselves anything to avoid accountability for situations that they create. How about going to therapy? How about not picking horrible partners in the first place? How about trying to make your relationship work other than trying to dissolve the marriage in the first place and then having to take him to court in the first place? Okay, bye.
And once again, a lot of these modern women, I don't need no man until I do. Trying to walk up a flight of stairs. With groceries. I remember there was one woman, the people came in, she had a grocery delivery, and she was upset. I think she was darn near crying because it was a lot of groceries. And she thought, if she lived up, she was up some flight upstairs, and she thought the delivery people were gonna bring all those groceries up all those flight of stairs. Like, are you insane? Absolutely not.